Why move from town? Wake up!
What?
That's not bad to me. Does this look like dream to you?
What are you?
Well, you killed my dog with your car. You went over him. So I curse you. But now I gotta do this so your crazy friend don't kill my other dog. You want your dog hurt? All right. I tell you what. If you want to get rid of the curse, you got to give it to this Twinkie.
Is this supposed to be pie?
No, we couldn't afford pie, so we used Twinkie. All right. That's what we do. Put your hand. Put your hand. The curse is in this Twinkie now. They stay here now. So, now that it's here, the curse will be off. You will no longer be the white man from town. You know you look better.
Thank you.
Have curse Twinkie. It's good for you.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, good.
Our curse is real. That's what our subject is today. It's Legend Trackers, it's William, and we got all these people with us. And in fact, here, I'll take the camera now, and we'll talk about this subject. How is it? No, I don't want it? So, as I said, our curse is real. And see, you ate the cursed Twinkies, now you went back the way you are. Oh, what a shame. On the subject of curses, there's good news and there's bad news. The good news is that they can be reversed. The bad news is it can be a lot of work and a lot of research to do so. Now, curses can be on a lot of things. They can be on inanimate objects, they can be on land, which is very common, and be placed directly on people as well. So tell me what you folks and you two know about curses. Go ahead, speak first.
I don't know Jack's a lot about curses.
You know nothing about curses. How about you, Andrew?
I don't do them.
Well,
I don't think about them.
Yeah, well, curses first and foremost is something you really do not want to try and meddle in, especially if you have no knowledge of it, because curses, hexes, what do you want to call it? One of two things. One, it's normally not used for anything for good usually. Two, not only are they bad, especially if you misuse it correctly or make the curse misuse it correctly. Sorry, I know that sounds wrong. If you curse somebody improperly. There you go. Thank you. I'm saying the wrong word. You could obviously not only hurt yourself trying to do that, but you could hurt somebody else that you weren't intending to. So, and that could be a very bad.
Well, do you guys know an example of any famous curses? Do you know any that are in existence by chance? Because I do. I just wonder if you guys know of any.
I know of the Egyptians.
Okay, and there's a good example. He has the Egyptian curse in King Tut's tomb.
Exactly.
Yes, that's a very famous one. This is a reason why I've said before in other videos, we are so careful when we go to Native American sites, because quite often there's some kind of a curse put on Native American sites. And this is why I can't emphasize enough, if you go onto something like this that is sacred, it is a really good idea to never remove anything from this land. And I said, talking about even a stone, you know, just to leave it just the way it is, because you don't know what kind of thing was in there and how it was mixed up. And it is very definitely a bad idea. I think also that another famous curse, if anyone's heard about it, you ever heard about the curse of Mauna Loa, the volcano in Hawaii?
Oh.
It is said that if you take a stone or anything from Mauna Loa, that you will have such horrible luck, and people do all the time, they end up mailing the rocks back to Hawaii because their lives could turn upside down, financially, personally, health-wise, everything. That's very famous. Another curse that I'm very familiar with, a place we care a lot about, and that's Ireland, and that is the Lachine Ruins. The Lachine Ruins, a man built that building to house Egyptian and Syrian artifacts, but when he took that land, he drove all the people out of their homes. And just before he did, a woman there told him, says, I'm cursing you, and this land will be returned back to the magpies and the fairies. And today the ruins of that building are sitting there covered with magpie nests, and of course it's a famous fairy spot too, just like this woman said. Say there, because curses are out there. Now, if you come up against a curse or suspect you're involved in a curse, the first thing I've heard people say, just don't believe in the curse. Well, sorry, that doesn't work. Just you don't believe it. No, that does not work. What you have to do is first consult a good medium. The medium should be able to tell if there's a curse, particularly like an empath or anything, on a certain land and stuff. And then a good medium would have a way to reverse it. Many times what this could be is if it was cursed by, say, a Native American or along those lines, is to get a Native American shaman of the same tribe to bless the land and try to reverse what's going on. That's the first thing. It may even go so far as to have, or you yourself need to be physically cleansed by a spiritual healer because your body's invaded with this. They say there's a lot going on. It just takes a lot of research. It could be an object. If it's an object, they say the thing is to get rid of the object, or if you took it from somewhere, return it. There's a lot of variables in this, but it is possible to reverse them. I say it takes a lot of study. The best thing, as I said, is prevention, and that is, like I say, leave land the way it is. There's an old saying with the little people that if you go to a site which you know is inhabited by the little people, if you want to, say, take a stone or a stick, it's a good idea to leave something in exchange, even if it's a leaf or another stone, but give something in exchange. You can also, if you're fairly intuitive, you could ask the land if it's okay. And you'll know in your heart by the feeling you have whether it's okay for you to take that or not. So, but they say they are out there, they are dangerous, and as far as what Andrew said there, I have to say that there is no good curse. A curse is a bad thing. Yeah. There's just no positive use for them, and they are out there. Unfortunately, the way they work too is they might affect more than just the person they're intended for.
Yeah.
They might be into being any person's family. A lot of innocents get involved, so it's a very risky thing. And we say we don't take any chances in that regard. So, but I say if you think you're cursed, consult a good medium. Chances are it can be taken care of. It'll be a lot of work. Won't necessarily disappear right away, but they are out there and they are dangerous. So, anything to add here? Yeah.
I have none.
Yeah.
I don't mess around with stuff that
Yeah.
I'm not knowledgeable.
Well, your curse would be gone if you hadn't eaten the Twinkie, but that's okay. So
good though.
yeah, it's a shame. Yeah.
No, just seriously, just to reiterate, curses are something you don't ever want to truly mentally, because like I said, there's nothing good about a curse ever. Regardless of how much you want to curse somebody, especially if they've done you so wrong all this time, it's never a good idea to do that.
Yeah,
Because
in fact,
it'll come back, could come back on somebody else, and it can come back on you even worse,
Yeah.
so...
I'll add this, that I just recently just heard about we talked about this, about the thing called a Dybbuk box, which is a Jewish wine box that is cursed with a demon inside, a Jewish demon called a Dybbuk, and they're usually sealed with wax, and the first mistake is you absolutely never open it, and if you open it, you release this total chaos into your life. Again, like I say, if you get a strange object, like you get a household sale and there ends up being a strange object there, it's up to you. Do some research on it before you even mess with it. If you get some,
It's like the 10 plagues of the Bible.
yeah.
Right.
If it's something you don't recognize and it looks strange to you, take it to an expert and find out what it is. Do your research on it, and if it's possibly going to be something like that, get rid of it. Just that thing, get rid of it. So, anything else?
This is just a question, more or less, than anything else. Because I don't know if I don't really know the answer to this. If you do something because you intend to want to do something, and it's something bad, like take a knife and want to, somebody, would it almost be like, and then could an object be cursed, to say, up at that point because of the intent?
Well, that's another curse I was going to mention. Remind me of Point Pleasant, Virginia, in the 1700s. There were those Native Americans who were captured by the locals, and it was a man named Chief Cornstalk, and they put him in the stockade, And one of the officials said, "Go kill them." And as he's laying there in the jail, about to be killed by the soldiers, he said, "I put a 200-year curse on this town. This town will never prosper." And if you know anything about Point Pleasant, it's just had one thing after another. It's where the Silver Bridge collapsed in 1967. The sightings of the Mothman were there, and the town today, there's nothing going on with it. It basically barely sustains itself, just like this curse
Almost
was.
a ghost town.
Yeah, so it is inhabited,
Yeah,
but it's never prospered the way some towns can. And a lot of people feel that was because of the curse of this Chief Cornstalk. So they are out there. Just be careful. And like I say, any strange objects, don't open them, don't examine them. Take them to somebody you might know something about them.
Right.
Any doubts, get rid of it. Absolutely get rid of it. Never desecrate burial sites. Never desecrate, sacred land. I'm talking even at national monuments. You go to some of the national monuments here. I don't remove anything from there. It's just not a good idea. It's prohibited in most places anyway, but there's several of those that have something attached to them too. An example of that is Little Bighorn. You never want to. It's not even allowed, but don't ever take any objects from there. So, but that's all I have to say on the matter. Like I say, it's something to be careful here. And this is episode 5 of Just Beyond Legend Trackers, and here we have Danielle, Andrew, and I here today. And I want to thank my son Paul for doing the filming in the beginning. So. And if you've never seen that movie, you'll never understand that. So, anyway, if no one else has anything to say, I will sign off. That's we're Legend Tracker signing off. Blessed be everybody, and have a good one. Bye-bye.